Just a quick word about online church. For numerous biblical reasons, some of which I don't have time to go into right now, online church is exactly that. It is church with inverted commas. That is, it's not the real thing. It's not the real thing. And it can only ever be a temporary stopgap in a situation like we find ourselves in this current pandemic. Church is an embodied physical experience. You cannot do church through Zoom. You just can't, by the very nature of what church is in the Bible. Now, what we've done is we've used technology. We've used technology to stay connected, to teach the scriptures, to give people a window into our church. They can have a look in and see if they like the preaching and what's going on here. But the end goal has to be people physically gathering together for worship. That has to be where it's all going, because that's where the Bible is going. That's the end goal of the Bible, getting us to church. If you're still online right now, kind of exclusively online, you haven't been back to worship services, if you're still online at this point due to safety concerns around the virus, that is okay, because the virus is not adequately under control yet. But if that is you should be at this point making deliberate plans to return. As this kind of current wave begins to fade, as vaccine rollout continues to increase and ramp up and cover a larger percentage of our population, there's going to be a point. There is going to be a point where you have to reckon with yourself that what you are losing by not gathering with God's people is too high a price to pay. Through all those kind of graphs on COVID cases and hospitalizations and deaths, we're able to see the cost of the pandemic on physical health, on the physical health of people. We're even having conversations about the cost of the pandemic on education, on the economy, on our mental health, our social habits. But are you having that same very, very, very serious conversation with yourself about the cost of this pandemic on your spiritual health, which is of eternal consequence? Gathering with God's people, as we've seen in these passages, is critical. It's a critical component of spiritual health. We've had a year and a half of that being disrupted, of having our worship services disrupted, this key part of being a Christian disrupted. How much longer can you stay away before that damage starts to become irreparable? You need to have that very, very honest conversation with your heart and make plans to get back to worship.